Hi there, my name is Dylan and I run an eBay store called Retrofit Gaming. I've had the store for a few years and I just wanted to go through certain processes on the day-to-day runnings of the eBay store and see if I can help some of you that are starting eBay stores yourselves. So I've got Dragon Ball Z running for my boys that are here. It's just on mute, so you'll see that in the background. I've got a few things going out today, and so we're going to go get those and get started. First thing going out is this Dragon Ball Fortune Teller Baba set, which is in VHS box B. So that's actually this box right here. These are several VHS boxes that I have. And here we are. So this sold for $200. I've got a very large collection of these that I've been collecting for a long time. So I usually sit on them for a pretty long time. They're not fast sellers at all, but I do love selling them. So I'm glad this is going out and going to a good home. So the next thing is this adding machine that's going out. Hard to see, but we're gonna go find that. It is in bin G. There it is, right up front. And next is another Dragon Ball Z VHS, The Price of Victory from the Kid Buu saga. Check this one. Oh yeah. Here we are. And then we've got a couple of Mercari listings going out as well. So this one here, again, you can't see it. Oh, it's coming in. It's actually a hand sanitizer dispenser. So I'll go find that. And then this John Cena action figure I've had for a real long time. Took an offer on that just for $9. So the hand sanitizer is one of these guys here. It's this one. So I'll grab this guy. We'll get all of these packed up and that'll be the next thing that we do. Forgot about John Cena. There's John Cena going out. I've had these ones for a long time, so it's good to see him sell. Alright, I grabbed all of the packaging for these. So, that box for the VHS. If y'all are shipping VHS at all, give really, really good packaging, because these are super fragile. I've had so many shipped to me that had next to nothing, and they always have chips, and then they're really cheap plastic and really old, obviously. But then we've got John Cena, just in a 6x9. That's probably the most common package size that I ship out, just these little bubble mailers. The Gojo is just going to go in the package that it's in. If y'all are doing something like that, make sure you put it in the listing that you're shipping it in the existing package. For Fortune Teller Baba Saga, I've got a little bit bigger box. I try to reuse boxes when I can, so. And the adding machine in this, was this 12x12x4? Yeah. So we're going to get to packing these. If y'all are shipping something media mail, like this tape is going to, then you can't pack it with anything that has advertisements in it. So for this, I wouldn't actually be able to use newspaper or anything. It would just have to be blank. So stuff like that. And I'm going to go ahead and make this box on one side. So that's good. That's a good first layer there. That'll do. And we want to make sure that once we close this, that it's not going to have too much space in there, because we don't want any of that jiggling around. So that should be pretty decent there, and that'll do. Close the top. And that's it. Set that to the side. Now, for these, I ship a lot of video games in these, and when I do, I'll add like a thin piece of cardboard in there on each side of it, so that it's just a little bit of extra protection for the disc itself. But for something like an action figure, I'll just put it in there, and that'll be perfectly fine. And while we're doing this, I'm going to go ahead and start writing down the information for these packages. So I write down, it's like 4 or 5 things. First thing I write down is the item. John Cena. If I didn't know the size of this, I would measure it, but I know this is a 6x9. I'll weigh it. I need a better scale. And then I'll also write down the first name of the buyer as well as their zip code, so that, you know, John at 75 whatever, what was that, isn't getting mixed up with John in on the other side of the country. 11.9. And if you're shipping something media mail and you need to remember, then you can just write down media mail, and then I take pictures of all of the information so that I have them whenever I'm purchasing the labels. I buy all the labels using PirateShip, and I use them on, I usually just buy them on my phone. So I'll finish packing these up, and then we will get to buying the labels. So for Fortune Teller Baba here, since this is a little bit more of an expensive set, I'm just going to use regular bubble wrap and really go to town on it, so that it gets there safely. If you have any holes in your packages, like this one here, make sure you put some tape over that. I'm going to do that once I get this all in there. Alright, so for the rest of the packaging on these tapes, I'm actually going to make a couple more of these air pillows, or air cushions, whatever you call them. But while that's heating up, I'm going to go ahead and handle the adding machine. Alright, there's the bottom layer. Forgot this attachment for it. Always make sure you put in all of your accessories and whatever happens to come with your item. So I put in just a little bit too much packaging, so I'm going to put just a couple of extra pieces of tape on here. Make sure you push down on all sides of the tape, and then I'll do a couple more on this side. I try to straddle them, so kind of half on, half off. And push them down, and this one is good to go. This is a good little machine. I found the cheapest one I could. This is Vivor brand, but I think I paid 150, 160 bucks for this. So the tape isn't under like too much pressure. That's what we want. If it ends up being sort of like that adding machine, if it ends up being too much, just add a couple of extra pieces of tape, and then we'll close up any holes. So this is going to this guy, first name, and then zip code. Write down both of those, and this is just so we don't mix up people with the same names at different locations. Makes it real easy when we're slapping the labels on. So we write down, again, the item name, or whatever the item is, the size of the package, the weight, and then the first name of the buyer and their zip code. So then what I do is I go through each of them. You may not have to do this, I just don't have good service right where I'm sitting here. I take a picture of all of the information on each of those boxes, and then I go over to where I get better service. Okay, so I came over here where I get a little bit better service by the door. So we're going to go and buy these labels on a service called PirateShip. I've been using them for years, and they've been awesome. As you can see here, PirateShip is integrated with eBay. They're not integrated with Mercari, as far as I know right now. It's still pretty much just as easy to just copy and paste the information from Mercari. So we've got 3 items that are on eBay. So we're going to start with the Fortune Teller Baba Saga. And it kind of auto-populates everything straight from eBay. We will change the package details. I have it defaulted to a 6x9 bubble mailer. We're going to change it to don't use saved package. And the size of this is 9.5 by 12.5 by 10. Is that 10? Yeah. 9.5, 12.5, and 10. It is 3 pounds, 5.5 ounces. And since this is a VHS tape, we are sending this with media mail. So we need to make sure to scroll down and select qualifies for media mail. Hit get rates, and here we are. I automatically have cheapest selected, which is of course media mail. Media mail is always going to be the cheapest option, and we can use media mail for VHS tapes, DVDs, printed material like books, as long as it doesn't have advertisements. So come down and buy the label. It's worth mentioning, video games are not, do not qualify for media mail. And then we will hit the home page here for PirateShip and go on to the next item, which in this case is going to be the adding machine. We'll hit get rates for the adding machine, make sure we have the right item. And this is not in a bubble mailer, so we will hit don't use saved package. And this is a 12 by 12 by 4. 6 pounds, 5.2 ounces. Get rates. Buy label. Back to the home page and go to the next one. John Cena. So if we are using a Mercari order and we're trying to buy the label for that, instead of hitting eBay right here, we're going to go over here and hit single. Then we're going to go into Mercari, and Mercari makes it real easy. Just hit the copy button over here and hit paste address right here. And then Mercari doesn't paste it correctly. I don't know, maybe it's because of the phone I have. But we need to make sure and have this laid out exactly as you would on, writing an address down on an envelope. So we need to have just the name on the top, the address, and then we need to put the apartment number on its own line, and then the city, state, and zip code all on the bottom. So this is how it needs to be laid out in this box every time, and then it kind of auto-fills it here. So this isn't a 6x9 bubble mailer, and John Cena weighs 3.7 ounces. Hit get rates, and we are good to go. Buy label. Now for Mercari, we need to hit this button here, which copies the tracking number, and then come back into Mercari, hit confirm as sent. This is USPS, and put in the tracking number. So we're good there. The next item is going to be the Gojo, and we will copy the information, paste address, and make sure everything is on their own lines. So we're good to go on this one. That all looks right. 6 by 11, 4.5. 2 pounds, 4.8 ounces. Get rates, buy a label, and we're going to copy the tracking number again. Put that in, and I believe we have one last one, which is Kid Saga. Get rates, 8 by 6 by 4, 11.9 ounces, and this is media mail. Get rates, buy label, and that is the last one. So once this goes through, I go to the home page, I select all of my labels, and I just got 5, and then I'm going to hit print 5 labels. Make sure that 4 by 6 is selected here from the drop down, presuming you have a label printer. And then we'll hit download PDF. And now it's downloaded to my phone. There's a little bit of a different process if you have an iPhone. I've got an Android, I have a Google Pixel. I'm gonna go plug this into my old laptop that I have connected to my label printer, and then we're going to print those off and slap them on, and that'll be it. All right, here we are. I'm hoping to find a better way around this, but I use, as you can see here, a pretty old label printer that works great. But this is kind of the way that it needs to be used. And I'll go to my Android in the settings here. Not the settings, the storage. Download, sort all of these as details, and find the one that I downloaded today. So it opens it up in Chrome. And this is the cable that goes to a label printer. If I don't unplug that and replug it in like each time, then the printer gets a little bit funky. So these are all open in Chrome. We have all 5, and we hit print, and it'll automatically select the Z Designer LP2844, and we'll hit print, and it starts going. So we'll let all of those print out, and then slap them on, and we're good to go. So now that those are done, I gotta unplug my gray cable. Otherwise, like I said, it's just strange. It acts strange. And we're done with that. And then I match up the first name as well as the zip code on each of these. And then that way it just leaves out the guesswork so that I don't send somebody the wrong item. So for here, we're looking for this person and this zip code. And then we'll just go through all of these, and then we'll be done. Alright, so thanks so much for watching. I might try to make a few of these in the future, but other than that, thanks so much. Have a good one.